Right, me and Nicola are on a little stealth mission here. Being a bit naughty, don't tell the Rozzers. But we live together, so the 2 metre thing doesn't really apply. For starters, before anyone else decides to comment.
Although I do prefer it when he's 2 metres away from me at least.
Oh, very funny. So we're out on a little bit of a trip out, but I think kind of horse food, dog food, cat food could be classed as essential. That's what we're hoping. That's what we're going to tell the Rozzers anyway when we get pulled over. I've just hopped in for a little bit of a ride because, well, he wasn't delivering pizzas, was he?
No.
So it's going to be an interesting little trip to see how quiet it all is. It's been a week since I've left the farm, and obviously with everything on lockdown, not supposed to be moving about except for essential travel. So we're making a short trip out to All Things Rural, which is our local sort of feed merchant for the animal feed. And we'll see how it goes. Having been pretty busy over the last kind of week or so, today's been a bit different. Not done too much today. Spent most of the time on the phone to the bank. There's definitely people moving about. We've seen a few cars. What's this guy up to? Is he delivering pizza?
It's a woman, no, she doesn't look like a pizza
No.
delivery.
Oh, there's your man from the place in Ulster. What's it called? What's the place in Ulster called?
Which place in Ulster? There's a few places in Ulster.
The hardware store.
Morris Micah.
Morris Micah. They're out delivering.
Oh, I like Morris Micah. He's had a good broom.
You love a broom from Morris Micah, you do. So we've prepaid for our order. We're also picking up a bit of dog food, cat food for the neighbours. So when we get there, hoping that they'll push it out on a little trolley, we can load it all straight in the back. Gammon, eggs and chips tonight for tea. Haven't got anything for tomorrow.
You can have eggs.
Omelette. Duck egg omelette tomorrow night for tea. To be fair, these roads are usually pretty quiet anyway. Can you give your dirty window a whack? Ah, there we go. I can see clearly now the rain has gone.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear you
I can
singing.
see all obstacles in my way.
Nobody wants to hear you singing, really. No, nobody. I mean, I love your singing, obviously.
You love my singing.
But nobody else wants to hear it. Unless it's karaoke.
It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
What are these people doing?
Uh-oh. See, they have definitely driven here to walk their dogs.
Looks suspicious.
Well, I'm sorry, but you're supposed to be walking your dogs from home. That's non-essential travel. We actually recorded their number plate. Should we report them to the Rozzers?
Rozzers, call the Rozzers.
So we're just coming down to the main Evesham Road? No.
Ulster Road.
Ulster Road.
A46.
Oh, this is the A46. So we're going to see anyone that could be here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, the A46 is just as busy as normal. Jeez, where are all these people going? That's one of those new Merc pickups though.
Nice. That is nice actually.
Yeah, they do look nice.
I might get one.
So this is quite surprising. Normally, obviously, when we come to this crossroads here by sort of Bidford Binton Crossroads, Billesley Binton Crossroads. It's normally hectic, it's a nightmare to get across. Maybe we timed it wrong there, but there's still a lot of people moving about. Just down here next to the Stag Pub is All Things Rural, and they sell, what do they sell?
They sell grass seeds, a lot of grass seeds. They sell animal feed, all your animal supplies.
What you were supposed to say is they sell All Things Rural.
They do sell All Things Rural.
Here we go, All Things Rural Country Store. No, I don't think we should go in there. We should maintain social distancing if possible. I'd just turn around and pull up sort of on the left by the gate. I'll open the boot. Hopefully we can get it in without touching anybody or coughing on somebody. Stocking up on supplies for the animals. Bit of mixed poultry corn for the chickens and the ducks. Go cat for the cats. Picked up our supplies from All Things Rural. Now we're just heading down the A46. Towards Ulster from Stratford, that general direction. I mean, obviously it would normally be busier than this, but I am surprised how many cars are out and about. What are your thoughts, Nicola?
Yeah, there's more people around than I thought, but it's definitely, this road's a lot quieter than usual. It's normally much busier than this.
Yeah.
This time of day, especially. Shall we go Great Toll, not Aston Kentney?
Hazelaw is a nice, pretty little village nearby to us. I would say go Great One. It's quicker that way, isn't it? So we're just crossing the crossroads at the bottom of Hazelaw. Just across the fields over here, actually, point of interest while we're on this guided tour of the Warwickshire countryside. Over there, behind that hedge, you can't really see it, is Hogan's, the cider people, and you know I love a cider. And over here, on the right hand side, just slow down by the gateway, Nick, a little bit further down. See if we can catch a glimpse, if it's still there. So me and Ted have been going on about doing some winching. This field here, yeah, look at that! Great winch spot. Nothing much to hit, but there's like two big puddles of water with a grass bank in the middle. It's actually normally just a field in the summer, but it spends most of the winter flooded. So now you've got your winch fixed, Ted. Let's bring it down. So on the subject of Hogan's and cider, we've also got Purity Brewery. That's just over the hill from the farm where we live. Purity's famous for Ubu and Mad Goose amongst other ales. So, interesting brewery fact number 2 of our brewery tour of Warwickshire.
So if anyone's having trouble sleeping, I'm sure this postcard's really going to help.
Little lammies in the field there. So if you go down here to the left, Spurnal, that's where Purity is. That's a Unimog. Yeah. All the boys love a Unimog. And then on your left is Wootton Park. Willow's been missing everybody around the wake park. She's definitely been following me around a lot more. What are you doing, Willow? You mousing? Down here by the wake park again. I've brought the digger down. She's over there. One of the jobs I've been doing this winter is trenching in a pipe for water supply to the little aqua park we've got in the corner. Now the supply here we've got water that comes into the lake from this side, passing through this T here. It goes on through underneath the track. Into my little sort of manhole underneath here. And then supplies the lakes with water. So inside the manhole, that's quite a lot of water in there at the minute, as you can see, but underneath the water you should be able to make out some taps, hopefully. There's a small tap there, that's for actual fresh mains water, and then the bigger 50mm pipes are water for the, see that tap there? Water for the lakes. So inside the manhole I've got about 3 or 4 different taps, so I can direct the water into each of the pools. So one of them goes up to the top pool, one of them goes to the mid pool gap, and the other one goes into the baseline over there. But what I did before the wet weather started was expose the pipe here, insert this T. So now I've added this pipe here. I've been digging a bit of a trench, some of which I've filled in, and that runs all the way along the back of this hedge line, along the back of our track, and eventually it'll go into the aqua park pool at the end. However, as you can see, I've made a bit of a mess here, so I've just got the digger down here hoping to tidy that up. Once I've sort of tidied this little bit up here with the grading bucket, just the wide bucket that's on the machine now, grading bucket there, just give that a bit of a tidy up, try and level the ground as much as possible so I can plant some grass seed on there. But what I need to do is to actually finish this trench. So at the moment it runs up to just about here. The big pipe is the supply from the borehole, which supplies fresh underground water to the aqua park, and the smaller blue pipe that you can see will be running a mains water, so that we can have a mains water tap at the aqua park. This pipe needs to be trenched into the ground all the way along the old sort of hedge, back of this hedge line. You can see it's just lying on the ground all the way along here. It crosses this track, so at some point, I haven't quite decided where, probably at the end here, we're going to have to trench it across the track along here, and then it'll just pop out somewhere here, and then that way I can individually feed all of the pools with nice clean fresh borehole water. The water in here looks lovely and clean as well, hasn't had much disturbance over the winter. And what I did do just previous to that was to install overflow in the far corner. So I installed that overflow a couple of months ago. That overflows this pool into the baseline, and that baseline overflows into the pool gap, bottom pool, and then it's pumped up from there to the top pool. So it keeps the water circulating, keeps it fresh. Over in the field behind the lake park is probably one of the biggest fields we've got on the farm, probably around 28 acres and a good half a mile long from end to end. And just in the last day or so, the farmers, our tenant farmers, finally been able to get onto this ground, plough it up, and hopefully it's going to plant some spring crops in there. So, as you may be aware, a lot of the farmers have been struggling this winter. You can see he's also been ploughing up the top field up there, which we call the duck pond field, and you'll be able to get some crops in there and hopefully harvest them in the late summer, early autumn, to try and make the best of a bad situation. So we're going to jump back on the machine and just kind of, as I say, tidy up what we've already done. Charlie cat. Charlie, say hello. Hey. Yeah. Handsome boy. Where's Samson going?
He's going out to his field.
Oh, bye Samson. Samsung, like the phone?
No, Samson, as in Delilah.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like?